The moment his eyes met mine, something stirred so deep inside me I couldn't quite place it. A warmth familiar yet forbidden rippled through my chest. It wasn't just a look. It was a pull. Like he saw something in me. I had forgotten how to feel we were, heading to Liam's house, just a small birthday get-together. My son insisted I come along, and though I hadn't planned to, I agreed. Life had been quiet lately, too. Quiet, predictable. This was supposed to be. Nothing more than polite hells, some cake and noise from a bunch off teens. But when Liam opened the door, the air changed. He smiled taller and more confident than I remembered. But his eyes, those soft, searching eyes, held something new. "You look beautiful," he said too quickly, like the words had been aching to escape. I laughed it off. "You've grown up, Liam." But the way he looked at me, like he remembered every smile it ever meant to show, made it hard to ignore the heat rising inside me. The house was strung with golden lights, warm almost, intimate. A chair had been left open in the corner. My usual spot from all those years ago. Coincidence, maybe? Or maybe not. Throughout the evening, I caught him, watching me, not the way boys sneak glances. No, he watched, like he was listening for something inside me, like he already knew how I'd answer, before I said a word. Later, I stepped outside for air. A cool breeze kissed my skin. Then I heard his voice behind me. "I was hoping you'd come out here." It was deeper than I remembered. Steady calm I needed. "A breather," I said, not turning just yet. "I remember you used to sit out here when we were younger." He said, "You always brought snacks and watched us from the porch." I smiled, touched. "You remember that?" "I remember everything. About you." The air between us thickened. I felt it, something, raw and spoken. "You've always been kind," I said, sweet to my son. "That means everything." He turned to me, eyes shining with something. "More than admiration. But it's more than that. Always has been." I looked at him, then noticed my son's friend, but as someone becoming a man, and somewhere deep down, I'd already felt the shift. "You're young," I whispered. "I'm not a kid anymore, and I'm not confused." It wasn't about age, it was the way he saw me, not just looked, but truly saw. I hadn't let myself feel like that in years. "You don't understand what that means," I murmured. "I do," he said, stepping closer. "I've cared about you. Longer than I should admit. I've seen every tired smile every time you stayed just a little longer after picking him up, I noticed. And it made you more beautiful than you'll ever know." It blinked, heart pounding. He wasn't crossing a line he was handing me. His truth, gently. I could have dismissed it, pretended, but I didn't want to. A week later, I had to drop something off at Liam's house. I told myself it was just that. But when he opened the door, his eyes held that same warmth. Like he'd been waiting for me. "I don't expect anything," he said softly. "But if a part of you feels even a little of what I feel, I'll wait." I should have left, should have said it was nothing. But I didn't, because in that moment I saw myself through his eyes, and it made me feel whole. We didn't touch. Didn't even sit close. But something had changed, and I couldn't forget it. Weeks passed. I saw him here and there, always polite, always gentle. But every look said what neither of us dared to voice. One night, my son asked if Liam could come over to help with a project. I agreed, trying not to let my heart react. He arrived, greeted my son, then looked at me, and I felt that ribbon tighten around my chest again. Later, while my son took a call, Liam found me in the kitchen. "I've missed talking to you," he said. "We've both been busy," I offered, knowing it was a lie. "Or just pretending," he said. "But does this feel right to pretend?" I hesitated. It's easier. But does it feel right? I looked at him. "When I think of you, I feel calm, and that scares me." He stepped just close enough. "I've never wanted to make your life harder, but I can't lie. I think about you every day. You're young," I whispered again. "I may be younger, but Don't mistake that for something shallow. My heart knows how, yours feels our hands, brushed on the counter just barely. But that faint touch was louder than any kiss I didn't walk. Away I stayed, and that silence between us said, everything. We never gave it a name. But whatever it was real. It wasn't wild or reckless. It was slow, gentle, something sacred passed between. As every time our eyes met his hand found mine when no one was watching. Maybe the world would never understand. Maybe it would always be complicated. But in the quiet of his gaze, I was no longer just someone's mother. I was seen, wanted, chosen not for what I gave, but for who I was, and that I couldn't resist.